Nuclear reactors are just too risky in too many ways to continue the federal government handouts and bailouts. And the second thing we're here for is to call for the closure of Indian Point.
With the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, anytime a regulatory standard can't be met by the operator, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission's procedure is to alter the regulations.
Just 25 miles up this river is a reactor labeled by the United States Geological Survey as the most dangerous in the country, #1 on earthquake risks. And this is not idle speculation. Just recall earlier this year, the number 7 on the list was North Anna in Virginia. 5.8 magnitude earthquake shook a dozen reactors closure. That plant sits between Richmond and Washington, D.C., said to be totally safe.
My name is Yuko. I come from Hokkaido, which is a northern island in Japan, 400 miles away from Fukushima. It's quite far away up north, but even in such a distance, the impact of the disaster is evident there. I heard a story from a farmer, an organic farmer in Hokkaido. They use fish meal, maybe not contaminated because of the fish. They don't know where they come from. Evidently, fertilizer is now being made with contaminated soil, and it's being distributed all over Japan.
At Indian Point, there is a insulating protective fire wrap that's around critical safety cables at Indian Point. It's called HEMC. The standards said that it had to protect those safety cables for an hour if a fire occurred. When they tested it, it didn't come close to that, and so under the auspices of a supervisory NRC inspector named Sam Collins, they reduced the standard from an hour to 24 minutes.
What you're looking at is a very old reactor, going back to the 1970s, and it's got a history of leakage, fires, explosions, safety violations. My goodness, and what are the owners seeking to do? Get another 20 years to operate this incredibly unsafe facility.
My name is Tomozawa. I was born and raised in Japan and live in New York for 14 years. Our Japanese government are not willing to protect citizens from radiation. Rather, their policy on radiation is to spread it out and thin it out. And I hear what it's like to live inside of radiation. It is really chaos in Japan in many ways, but I would like to talk about food today. Japanese government raised the radiation safe standard to 500 becquerel per kilograms. Many research said that there's no safe numbers in radiation. This means whatever you get in your body, that would attack your DNA. Most of Japanese chose to trust government. Japanese government doesn't have ability to check each single food. So, and on top of it, there's a group of people who wants to support Fukushima by eating radioactive food. Main person of this campaign is a governor of Fukushima. So whole government is behind it. And they believe to save farmers is to save the economy. And therefore they keep distributing what they make in Fukushima. So there are many food from east of Japan, including Fukushima, in the supermarket.
If you're looking at what it does to the Hudson River, it's sucking in 2.5 billion gallons a day. It sucks it in, it doesn't treat it, it discharges it hot and untreated. As we know, about 1 billion fish and aquatic organisms are wiped out by this incredibly ancient process. And sitting right beside the reactors there, they deal with the waste products, the spent fuel rods, and those are unsecured. And surprisingly, the mild-mannered New York Department of Environmental Conservation said it is astonishing that you would have this kind of risky material sitting there, unprotected, unsecured, but that is the reality.
One world, no nukes. And we have a Facebook group where the place where we share information from Japan to the world and the world to Japan. And we are making artwork to this is the t-shirts the first ones, and more to come. And all the artists who wants to express no nukes, please join us and let's make no nukes into the street so people will see it. Thank you.
We've got the answers, but the people running it want to pretend that the only choice now for people in the United States is you either have a coal power plant or you have a nuclear power plant. What a false choice. And then they want to say, well, yeah, but nuclear is cleaner than coal and you don't like coal, so you only go with us. That's baloney, because we know that renewables, wind, solar, geothermal, in combination with efficiency can go all the way. In 1970, the first Earth Day, people all over the world looked up as leaders. They copied our pollution control laws. They copied our National Environmental Policy Act. But now we have totally dropped the ball on clean energy. We are absolutely abysmal. Consider, for example, how a country like Germany. Now, Germany is small in comparison to the United States. Germany's not even as large, say, as the state of Montana. They're sitting north up there at the latitude of Labrador. Yet who's #1 in the world in solar electricity production? Germany! How did they do it? Didn't they know that 2/3 of their days are cloudy? Whoa! That didn't stop them. They were a can-do nation. Why isn't the United States moving forward and taking the lead?
Gather up your time, show me a sign. All things are clearing out. Lift up your voice, you have the choice. Time is gonna change right now. People turn to fear every time we make a change. There's a call for kind voices now. It's a